Hello again, and welcome to Praxis Group International. My name is Mr. Hearn, and I am your TOEFL tutor. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips that will help you to pass the 2026 TOEFL listening section. Now, I know you're a busy person, but don't rush through this video. You never know which of these tips is going to help you to get that respectable passing score on your next TOEFL IBT. Let's get into it. 2026 TOEFL listening section. Tip number 1, mental notes. Listen for the main idea and related details. There won't be enough time to take written notes. Taking mental notes. Now, there's one thing that I've learned about the new TOEFL IBT, and that it is very fast. And there's not enough time to take written notes for the listen and respond questions, the conversations, or the announcements. The TOEFL has been made so that it's extremely difficult for you to take notes and answer questions. What you want to take is mental notes, because in the conversations, there's going to be just 2 people talking. There's only 3 or 4 exchanges. And the first thing you're going to listen for is, what is the passage about? What's the main idea? Once you have that, you will be able to answer the first question, because the first question is going to ask you, what was the passage about, or what was the purpose of the passage? Now, the second thing you want to listen for in conversations and announcements is, what is there to do? In conversations, one person will tell the other person what they want done next, and in announcements, they'll state what should be done next. Those are the 2 main things. The one other thing you listen for is some idea of what is the related details, because occasionally you'll be asked something about a related detail to the main topic. Now, I teach you exactly what to take notes on in my online TOEFL course, but for right now, let's get on to tip number 2. TOEFL listening tip number 2, eliminate unrelated choices. By our nature, we are more certain of what is wrong than of what is right. The TOEFL IBT isn't hard, it's tricky. The makers of the test know that you are listening intently and you're trying to learn something so you can use what you've learned to answer questions correctly, and they have designed the test to beat you. The way to overcome this is to eliminate wrong choices. We are not always certain of what is right, and when you're looking at your choices, I can assure you that more than one choice will seem right. However, when you know the structures and rules of the test, you can easily eliminate 3 wrong choices and pick the credited answer. There are no rules for right answers on this test. There are rules for wrong choices, and that's what you're going to learn to answer the questions quickly and accurately. Now let's get on to tip number 3. TOEFL listening tip number 3, the number of questions. For the choose a response questions, there are 16 total. For conversations and announcements, there are 2 questions each. And for academic talks, there are 4 questions each. One thing you must know about the 2026 TOEFL listening section is that it has 2 modules. The first module is standard, everyone gets the same questions. The second module is computer adaptive. That is, that they give you a harder level of questions in the second module. Now, the first task in each module is going to be listen and respond questions. You'll have 8 in each module, where you'll have to listen to someone, either state a statement or ask a question, and you'll have 4 choices that you'll have to eliminate 3 and pick the one that's related. When it comes to the first module, there will be 2 conversations and an announcement. Each conversation and announcement has 2 questions. And finally, for the third task, you will have an academic talk or podcast that is followed by 4 questions. In the second module, you will not have an announcement. Keep in mind the number of questions for each task, because it is a time test and there's something very important that you need to know. So let's go to tip number 4. TOEFL listening tip number 4, academic talks. There are 4 main question types for the academic talks. First is main topic. Second, detail questions. Third, rhetorical purpose questions. And fourth, inference questions. As I said earlier, the first question will usually be asking about the main idea or the author's main purpose for the passage. But then you're going to have to listen for details that are being stated. Now, keep in mind that in these passages, there's a lot of extra information and big words that are designed to overwhelm you, confuse you, and trick you into picking wrong choices. So don't listen for all the little things. Listen for the main ideas. There's also rhetorical purpose and inference questions. These are questions that are asking about something that was stated in the passage but wasn't stated directly. So even if you take specific notes, it's not something that's going to help you to answer these questions. You're listening for the general idea, and you're only taking notes to trigger your memory to what you heard so you can use your memory to answer the questions quickly and accurately. And I teach this method and technique in my course. But let's get on to tip number 5. Here it is. TOEFL listening tip number 5. This is something that no one's talking about. Time runs out. In your listen and respond questions, you have 20 seconds per question. In the conversations and announcements, you have 30 seconds per question to answer. Did you already know this? It's not something you want to learn when you get to the test. In the reading section, you can go back and answer other questions, but in the listening section, you cannot go back. In the listen and respond questions, you're going to have to listen to a statement or a question and then choose between very confusing choices. You have 20 seconds to make your choice before the question just disappears and you can't go back. And I can assure you that that is confusing and it throws everybody off. So you have to be ready to answer those questions in 20 seconds or less. And then in the conversations and academic announcements, you will have 30 seconds to answer the questions before everything moves on. If you don't answer, you get a low score. So this is something that you must know about and practice. All right, I hope these 5 tips help you to be aware and be prepared for your upcoming TOEFL IBT. If you need some more help, I am here to help you. I have a complete course that is designed to take you step by step through each question. I take you through the emotional aspects of the TOEFL IBT. I take you through the academic aspects of the TOEFL IBT and the mechanics of the TOEFL, the way the test is designed. I'm not teaching you English. You should already know English well enough. You may know English well, very well, and have still failed your TOEFL, and that's because you don't know the things that I have to teach you. In my course, you're going to learn how to pass your TOEFL with a respectable passing score. All you have to do to join is click the link in the description below, and I'll see you there.